The University of Essex is a British public research university in Colchester, Essex. It was established in 1963 and received its royal charter in 1965. The university's main campus is located within Wivenhoe Park in the English county of Essex, less than a mile from the town of Wivenhoe and 2 miles from the town of Colchester. Apart from the Wivenhoe Park campus, there is a rapidly developing campus in Southend-on-Sea, and the East 15 Acting School is based in Loughton. The university's motto, "Thought the harder, heart the keener," is adapted from the Anglo-Saxon poem The Battle of Maldon. The university enjoys collaborative partnerships with a number of institutions across the eastern region. These are University Campus Suffolk, Colchester Institute, Kaplan Open Learning, South Essex College and Writtle College. The university exhibits an international character with 132 countries represented in its student body. The research assessment exercise in 2008 ranked Essex 9th in the UK for the quality of its research, with more than 90% of research recognised internationally for its quality, with 22% of research rated as world-leading. The university is referenced by QS World University Rankings as a world leader in social science, with internationally recognized strengths in the humanities. History. Founding in July 1959, Essex County Council accepted a proposal from Alderman Letherland that a university be established in the county. A university promotion committee was formed, chaired by Lord Lieutenant of Essex, Sir John Ruggles-Bryce, which submitted a formal application to the University Grants Committee requesting that a University of Essex should be established. Initial reports suggested that the promotion committee had recommended Highlands Park in Chelmsford as the site for the new university. However, in May 1961, the foundation of the university was announced in the House of Commons, with Wivenhoe as the preferred location, and in December of the same year, Wivenhoe Park was acquired for the new university. In July 1962, Albert Sloman Gilmore, Professor of Spanish and Dean of the Faculty of Arts, University of Liverpool, was appointed as Vice-Chancellor, and the R.T. Hon. R.A. Butler was invited to be Chancellor, with A. Roland Jones appointed as Registrar. The first professors were appointed in May 1963. Alan Gibson in Physics, Peter Townsend in Sociology, Donald Davie in Literature, Richard Lipsey in Economics, Ian Proudman in Mathematics, Jean Blondel in Government, and John Bradley in Chemistry. With its first staff appointed, a development plan for the university was published and a £1 million appeal fund was launched. Within 6 months the appeal fund had exceeded its £1 million target, with the Queen Mother and Sir Winston Churchill among contributors. While work began on clearing the site for building work, in autumn 1963, red was chosen as the university colour and the first prospectus was prepared, and work began on the first permanent buildings, the science block and boiler room next to Wivenhoe House. In January 1964, Hardy Amies designed the university's academic robes, and temporary teaching huts had to be erected close to Wivenhoe House. While in March Sir John Ruggles-Bryce was appointed the first Pro-Chancellor and Alderman Letherland the first Treasurer of the university. 2 months later the university's armorial bearings were published, with the motto, "Thought the harder, heart the keener." Expansion. In October 1964, the first 122 students arrived, with 28 teaching staff in 3 schools: Comparative Studies, Physical Sciences and Social Studies. Departments of Chemistry, Physics, Government, Sociology, Literature, Mathematics and Economics open, along with the Language Centre and the Computing Centre, with Dennis Masher elected as the first president of the Students' Council. 1965 brought 399 students enrolling for the start of the new academic year. The number of academic staff more than doubled to 61, and the first degrees, 5 MSc and 5 MA degrees, were awarded. The Physics Building opened and the first 6 floors of Rayleigh Tower were ready for occupation, while work began on the Albert Sloman Library. The first female lecturer was appointed, Dorothy E. Smith, in the Department of Sociology. In December, University Court met for the first time with around 500 members. 6 months later, work started on the Lecture Theatre building, plus the topping out of Keynes Tower. In October 1966, the Hexagon Restaurant and General Store opened, with the number of students reaching 750. Lord Butler was installed as Chancellor at a ceremony held in Colchester's Moot Hall in 1967, and the first honorary degrees were presented. The university's mace was carried for the first time, while the first annual degree congregation saw 135 degrees conferred in July. At the start of the next academic year, the departments of Computer Science and Electronic Systems Engineering accepted their first students. The SSRC data bank was established and the Lecture Theatre building and library opened along with the first phase of the Social and Comparative Studies building, while work proceeded on Tawney and William Morris residential towers. The 1960s University of Essex was at the forefront of 1960s student unrest. At a time of worldwide protest against the Vietnam War, the student movement was taking off all over the world. In March 1968, a demonstration against a visit to the university by Enoch Powell received national publicity. 7 students were summoned to disciplinary hearings, but student sit-ins prevented these hearings taking place. On Tuesday, 7 May 1968, Dr. Inch from Porton Down came to give a lecture at the university. In a carefully planned demonstration, an indictment was read out as Inch attempted to speak, citing chemical and biological warfare activities at Porton Down. University authorities called in police with dogs, probably for the first time in an English university. Students outnumbered police and managed to prevent arrests. On Friday, 10 May, 3 students, Pete Archard, Raphael Halberstadt and David Treisman, were suspended and ordered off the campus. No evidence or charges were notified to the students, and no opportunity was given for the students to present their defense. The university's magazine, Wyvern, reported that on Monday 13 May, students picket all entrances to the university from early morning, distributing leaflets calling all students and staff to meeting to discuss suspension of the 3 students. A huge meeting attended by nearly all the university population voted overwhelmingly to refuse to participate in the university. In its place, a free university was declared. After a week, the 3 students were reinstated. The 1970s and the 1980s. Between the 1970s and the 1980s, the university added a health center, day nursery, printing center, bookstore, exhibition gallery, and expanded the current student residences. New student residences were also constructed. The departments of Philosophy, School of Law, Human Rights Center and the Department of Biological Sciences were opened. In the late 1970s, financial problems plagued the university and threatened its existence. During this later period of the 70s to the early 80s, the university began concentrating its teaching into large departments. Cooperation with local companies was forged, allowing the university to secure vital research contracts. Due to its growing international reputation, the university began to attract a sizable number of international students. In 1987, Martin Harris was appointed Vice-Chancellor, taking over from the founding Vice-Chancellor, Albert Sloman. Also, in this year, University of Essex alumnus Oscar Arias won the Nobel Peace Prize. The 1990s. The university entered the 1990s with the expansion of its facilities, adding new residential blocks to provide further living space for its student population between 1991 and 1992. The Rab Butler Building was opened in 1991 as the headquarters for the British Household Panel Survey. By its 30th anniversary in 1993, the university had built itself up into 17 key departments, providing education and research opportunities for 5,500 students, and employing 1,300 staff and faculty. The university also contained 5 industrial units and housed the Economic and Social Research Council's data archive. Further expansion continued to take place after 1993, with the £5.5 million expansion scheme for the provision of 234 new apartments for 1,200 students in a new student village. 2000 to present on 25 November 2004. Her Majesty the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh visited the university as part of its 40th anniversary celebrations. Some of the longest-running members of staff were invited to meet him at the presentation, including the university's first student, John M. Dowden, starting postgraduate research on fluid dynamics at the age of 23 in 1963. John later became a professor of mathematics and was the head of the university's mathematics department from 2001 to 2005. He retired in September 2008. The university is constantly expanding. The Network Center building opened in May 2004, housing the Department of Electronic Systems Engineering and parts of the Department of Computer Science. The University Keys, a student accommodation complex housing 770 students, opened in September 2003. The Ivor Crew Lecture Hall, with a 1,000-seat capacity, opened in 2006. In Southend, the £26 million Gateway Building opened in 2007. A former church being converted to the Clifftown Town Centre, providing East 15 students with studios and workshop spaces. University Square, a 560-bedroom development near to the Gateway Building, opened in September 2010. At Wivenhoe Park, the Social Science Research Centre was completed in February 2007, housing the university's Institute of Social and Economic Research in the UK Data Archive. A new building for the School of Health and Human Sciences was opened in 2008. As was the Centre for Brain Science, housing part of the Psychology Department. Work is currently underway on a multi-phase Knowledge Gateway project on the Wivenhoe campus. In 2013, 3 major projects are due for completion on the Colchester campus. A new student centre and library extension, a new business school building in the Meadows, a new 540-bedroom student accommodation project. Also in 2013, a new building is due to be completed, providing a new library and teaching facilities in Southend. Wivenhoe House, an 18th-century manor house on Wivenhoe Park, closed in December 2009 and reopened in 2012 as the Edge Hotel School, a 4-star country house hotel which will also be the UK's first working hotel school dedicated to the development of future leaders of the hotel and hospitality industry. Campus. The main campus, Wivenhoe Park, was once painted by famous landscape painter John Constable. With its concrete architecture, it is typical of England's 1960s universities. Wivenhoe Park houses the main 1960s buildings along with an 18th-century house that also features in Constable's painting. Wivenhoe House was, until 2010, operated as a hotel and conference centre. It was closed in December 2010 for major refurbishment and will reopen in 2012 as a combined 4-star country house, hotel and hotel school. There are 2 small lakes on campus. The architect of the University of Essex campus took the Tuscan town of San Gimignano with its squares and towers as an inspiration, as well as the towers. South Courts and the University Keys residences provide enough space to guarantee every first year a place on campus as well as all overseas students. Due to its particular form of architecture involving the use of prefabricated concrete and glass, the university is referred to as a plate glass university. The library has one of the few remaining still operating continuous loop paternoster lifts in the country. Recent buildings: the Ivor Crew Lecture Hall, which opened in October 2006 and was designed by the architect Patel Taylor, has attracted a mixed response, with Prince Charles reputedly referring to it as like a dustbin, while the Civic Trust, a charity of which he is patron, have awarded it a Civic Trust Award for making an outstanding contribution to the quality and appearance of the environment. The building was named after Sir Ivor Crew in April 2007, to mark his retirement from the position of Vice-Chancellor, a position he had held since 1995. The university's Gateway building in Southend was opened in January 2007, housing the academic activities including business, health and acting, as well as being home to programs operated in collaboration with Queen Mary Dental School, a GP practice and a business incubation centre. New buildings have opened housing the departments of Psychology and Health and Human Sciences. The Tony Rich Teaching Centre, built on the site of the former Central Boiler House, was officially opened on 6 October 2010. Organisation: the university is organised into 3 faculties, comprising 17 schools and departments, spanning the humanities, social sciences and science and health. Faculty of Humanities: Centre for Interdisciplinary Studies in the Humanities. Department of History. Department of Literature, Film, and Theatre Studies. East 15 Acting School. International Academy. School of Philosophy and Art History. School of Law. Human Rights Centre. Faculty of Science and Health. School of Biological Sciences. Department of Mathematical Sciences. Department of Psychology. School of Computer Science and Electronic Engineering. School of Health and Human Sciences. Center for Psychoanalytic Studies. Faculty of Social Sciences. Department of Economics. Department of Government. Department of Language and Linguistics. Department of Sociology. Institute for Social and Economic Research. UK Data Archive. Essex Business School. Social Sciences Reputation. Its departments of Economics, Government and Sociology are well known and are among the best in Europe. Essex's research in politics, economics and sociology received top ratings in the UK government's 2001 research assessment exercise. In the RAE 2008, Essex has reconfirmed its position as the UK's leading university in the social sciences, with politics and sociology ranked in first position, and economics in third position nationally. According to Times Higher QS World Ranking exercise, Essex ranks as the 25th best in the world in sociology and 48th in the field of politics and international studies. Also in the RAE 2008, Essex featured in the UK's top 10 in half of the 14 subject areas submitted. Institute for Social and Economic Research. The Institute for Social and Economic Research is a research centre for the analysis of panel data in economics and sociology. It opened in 1989 as the ESRC Research Centre on Microsocial Change in Britain, and now houses the ESRC-funded Understanding Society project, a longitudinal study of the socio-economic circumstances and attitudes of 100,000 individuals in 40,000 British households. East 15 Acting School. In September 2000, the East 15 Acting School became part of the university. The school is based in Loughton in southwest Essex and has a branch in Southend. School of Computer Science and Electronic Engineering. The School of Computer Science and Electronic Engineering was inaugurated on 1 August 2007. It was created by merging 2 long-established departments, the Department of Computer Science and the Department of Electronic Systems Engineering, which both began in 1966. It has particular strengths in robotics, telecommunications, artificial intelligence and logic and computation. In 1999, a robotic football team from the department came third in the RoboCup 99, part of the Robot Wars. Current notable academics include Richard Bartle, best known as co-creator of MUD1, Edward Sang for his work on constraint satisfaction and computational finance. Ray Turner for his numerous publications relating to logic and computation. Vic Callahan as head of the Intelligent Environments Group, Hua Sheng Hu for robotics research, and Simon Lucas for his research into computational intelligence and computer games, namely for his research with the UK Research Network on artificial intelligence and video game technologies. In the Research Assessment Exercise 2008, the University of Essex scored well in computer science and informatics, achieving 50% for research at level 3 of the Ray scale and 40% at level 3 in electrical and electronic engineering. Institute of Democracy and Conflict Resolution. The Institute of Democracy and Conflict Resolution is planning a new flagship building on the Knowledge Gateway, part of the Colchester campus, having appointed world-renowned architect Daniel Libeskind, an alumnus of the University. Institute for Social and Technical Research. The Institute for Social and Technical Research combines the social and technological sciences to generate insights into the personal and social use of information and communication technologies through partnerships with industry, government, and public funding bodies such as the ESRC. The knowledge the Institute generates is then applied to the design of new technologies, commercial strategies and public policy interventions. To coordinate its research activities, the Institute is split into two between the Digital Lifestyle Center and the Technology and Social Change Center. The Technology and Social Change Center is part of the Institute for Social and Technical Research based at the University of Essex, predominantly funded by the ESRC, the European Commission, UK government departments and industrial partners. The Technology and Social Change Center focuses on the interactions between technology and social change from an empirical social science perspective. The center's members have recently engaged in public debates, most notably over the role and success of eBay, as well as the controversial nature of the research assessment exercise, which excludes thousands of interdisciplinary researchers from its assessment. Partner institutions. The university has strong regional agenda and a number of partner institutions in the region. Colchester Institute, South Essex College, Writtle College, the Tavistock and Portman Trust, and University Campus Suffolk, a joint venture with the University of East Anglia, with a central campus in Ipswich and 5 centres in Suffolk and Norfolk. The university also has a partnership with Kaplan Open Learning, delivering online degrees under the title University of Essex Online.